What is going on, guys? Today I got another top 10 list, but this time it's for 2022, and we got the top 10 strongest characters of the One Piece series in 2022. So, of course, we're gonna start it off at number 10. Number 10, I got Green Bull. Now, my list switched up. I did this list like 2 years ago, literally 2 years ago. And I think I'm gonna put Green Bull on number 10 just because of how the story portrays him. I mean, this guy hasn't ate in like a long time, and he was one of the people that teamed up with Fujitora to basically defeat Sabo and the Revolutionary Commanders, which by itself is a huge feat with those two defeating those four. Another thing is, I think Green Bull is probably around the same level as Fujitora, even though I do think might be a little less stronger than Fujitora just because of portrayal and just the way Fujitora is like meant to be like Zoro's next opponent, I guess, in the future if they ever fight. But in my opinion, I do think Green Bull has like an insane fruit, probably a plant fruit or something along the lines, which is probably going to be overpowered, but it's going to fit the theme of basically the admirals and their colors. But I think his fruit might be like the plant fruit, and that would just be insane. Like, imagine his awakening. Like, it would make sense if Sabo got defeated with the other ones with him and Fujitora. But yeah, number 9, I got Fujitora. Now in my list, he was number 10 last year, so he bumped up one. Again, Fujitora has one of the most overpowered devil fruits in my opinion. I mean, he could literally control gravity. Like, gravity is something you can't like defeat. If he is controlling gravity, there's no way you could even attempt to dodge it or somewhere. Oh, who knows, maybe Haki has an effect to his fruit, but we still don't know yet. But still, Fujitora is number 9 because he is just portrayed as a monster. First of all, the dude's blind and he's a swordsman. Like, that itself should tell you how much of a monster this guy is, and I think he's probably up there in like the top swordsmen in the verse, probably like top 5, top 3, top 5. But Fujitora is definitely someone that I see like giving Zoro a challenge in the future, and hopefully we do get to see that fight. Next up, we got number 8, and we have Kizaru. Now, Kizaru was a lot higher in my list, but I'll explain my next entry and why my next entry is higher than Kizaru. But I still think Kizaru is insanely strong. I just think he's like one of those lazy fighters that like only take the fight serious when like they're literally about to lose. So I think Kizaru is one of those people. But in my opinion, I think he has one of the most like OP's, one of the top 5 devil fruits in the verse. I mean, he could turn into light. He's the speed of light. You got to be insanely fast, and you got to have the, I guess, best observation about Haki. Like, you got to have future sight to fight Kizaru. Like, I feel like if you don't have future sight, you're definitely losing against Kizaru. Like, there's no other way, unless you got like, I don't know, some other type of powers. But Kizaru's fruit is just overpowered. He just portrayed as a monster. If you guys remember in Shaba Ondi when he first came out, like, he was portrayed as one of the strongest there at the moment. And honestly, I like Kizaru. I like his character, and I think he's on the list of one of the strongest. Regardless of whoever's list you go to, I think Kizaru is going to be up there. Number 7, we got Blackbeard. Now, Blackbeard, why I bumped up Blackbeard from my old list? Man, Blackbeard's Blackbeard. Like, we gotta admit, Blackbeard's gonna be the future antagonist of the story. And if anything, in a couple years from now, we're gonna see Blackbeard on everyone's like top 3, at least. Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, this guy has 2 fruits. This guy has a Quake fruit, and he has the Logia, the dark fruit. Like, those 2 fruit by itself, having them to your own expenditure is just insane. I mean, this guy could literally make earthquakes and literally like suck you up from the darkness. Like, this guy is an overpowered beast, and I think like in the future we're gonna see a lot more of him. We're probably gonna see like Shanks and Blackbeard fight, and where we could see Blackbeard's full capabilities. And also, this guy's like, Blackbeard's also one of those like fighters that knows how to like show your weaknesses, and I feel like he's one of those people that take the opportunity to like really use a person's weakness towards them. I guess that'll make sense on why he scarred Shanks. And yeah, Blackbeard, an overpowered character. Nothing but future hopes for him. I mean, he's gonna be one of the greatest antagonists in manga history, in my opinion. So a lot of good things for Blackbeard. Number 6, I got Aokiji. Again, Aokiji. One thing you gotta think about this man is that he fought Akainu for, I think it was 12 days or so, or I don't know if we phrase that or not, but just by that statement itself, like, Aokiji has to be up there. I mean, Akainu is someone that you can't put like number 8 on the list. Like, Akainu is like a top 5 character. Akainu is an EOS character. Like, Akainu literally, Oda said that Akainu could literally find the One Piece in the air. And I know I said that last year, but listen, Aokiji is one of the strongest characters in this series. I mean, I know like Akainu has the advantage of him on the fruit, but Aokiji is insane. I mean, he has the ice fruit, another deadly fruit that could be used to his advantage. I mean, this guy froze the sea. Like, he has advantages that a lot of people don't have in this verse, and just a portrayal as well. Like, now he's like a freelance, but he's working with Blackbeard, so who knows, he might be working with the Secret Sword organization. But in my opinion, Aokiji is number 6. I think he's like insanely strong. His haki, first of all, if you guys saw the fight between him and Whitebeard, I think he has future sight. Like, this guy pretty much projected when Whitebeard was gonna hit him with his weapon, and he immediately made a hole, and you could tell like his haki is on another level as well. Number 5, I got Mihawk. Now, number 5, Mihawk. I had Mihawk at like number 8 in my last list, and honestly, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I regret having him at that number 8, or I think he was number 9. I disrespected the fuck out of Mihawk, okay? But I won't disrespect him now. Now, one thing about Mihawk is that we haven't seen much about him. The only time we saw him do something crazy was when he literally did one slash and it cut that whole like ice mountain in Marineford. Like, that was literally it. But he is considered the world's strongest swordsman. Now, who else is considered the world's strongest in the One Piece verse? We got Whitebeard and we got Kaido, the world's strongest man, the world's strongest creature. Who else? Who knows how many more world's strongest whatever. If you have that title in the story, you are immediately strong. I mean, it's no debate. I was questioning it at first, but now that we're like more into Wano and we're seeing Kaido fight, it's questionable. It's not questionable. If you're considered world's strongest for a reason, it's for a reason. And in my opinion, Mihawk is one of the strongest characters in the series. I could have him more up, but the things I've seen from these next characters are just insane, especially the next 4, which number 4 is Big Mom. Now, I had Big Mom, I think, prior on Mihawk's position or Akiji's position, and I disrespected Big Mom, and a lot of people disrespected Big Mom. I guess it was Whole Cake Island, but now in Wano, we're seeing that Big Mom is a freaking monster. I mean, she's out here tanking Law's kids awakening attacks like it's nothing. She's out here fighting like nothing. Like, she's a monster. Like, people sleep on Big Mom, but Big Mom is literally like one of the strongest characters. Like, honestly, I could have Big Mom higher up on the list, but the next character I got on my list, I'll explain why I have him this high. But Big Mom, again, she has a soul fruit, another overpowered fruit. She's able to control the souls of inanimate objects. She's able to convert them into a living thing. She's also able, like, if you've seen in the latest Wano chapters, she's also able to like take away her own life, which makes her even stronger and bigger, which in itself is just insane. Because first of all, base Big Mom is insane. Now imagine a couple years, like 5 years of Big Mom's life taken, and then she uses that to her advantage. She's gonna be insane. But I still think that's the downside of Big Mom, is that she does have the amnesia thing going on. And if she didn't have that, I would say she's probably top 2, top 3 in the verse. But just having that plot point, just, in my opinion, makes her, not weaker, but it just makes her less, it makes her, like, not weaker, but I would say it just makes her less, like, less harder to fight if that ever happens. Like, if you're in a situation she has amnesia, like, you could clearly attack her, and I think that's one of the biggest flaws in Big Mom. But other than that, she's has one of the strongest Hakis. She has all 3 types of Hakis, and she could also use Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Like this is a character that has been portrayed as one of the strongest ever since we first heard of her and Kaido back in the days. So number 3, I got Shanks. Now, the reason I got Shanks so high up is because of the movie. I think the movie is going to like make people like go insane, and I think the movie is going to like portray Shanks' true strength. It's been so long since we haven't seen a fight, we haven't seen anything. The closest thing we got are like the video games, but that doesn't do justice. And in my opinion, I think Shanks is top 3, like top 3 so far. I think he has the most insane Haki ever. He probably is a master of all 3 types, and probably has some other type of like of a fighting style that we don't know yet. And you know, Shanks was pretty much the person who stopped Kaido going into Marineford. Now we don't know yet if it was a scuffle, but of course it's One Piece, there's gonna be a scuffle. Shanks stopped the war, like he literally stopped the war. That should show you how strong this guy is. And like in next couple of years, we're just gonna see why Oda made him out to be who he is and why he kept him a secret. So Shanks is number 3 in my opinion. Number 2, we got Akainu. Now, I don't got much to say about Akainu. I mean, this guy is just the definition of a EOS villain. He has one of the strongest Logias, and he probably has all, in my opinion, he probably has all 3 types of Hakis as well. I mean, you can't go on be like the Fleet Admiral and not have Conqueror's Haki. I mean, we all know that Sengoku has Conqueror's Haki. So it's only a matter of time until Oda, you know, shows us that Akainu has it as well. And if Akainu has all 3 types of Haki, like, can you imagine that with his Lava Fruit? It would just be too overpowered. But Akainu number 2, I think he's one of the strongest characters in the series, and probably will be up there for the rest of the series. But Akainu's number 2, and number 1 is of course Kaido. Man, if I made this list like before Wano started, I would have Kaido like number 3, number 2, number 4. But seeing Kaido in the recent Wano arc is just, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, this guy tanked so many attacks. Like, I don't know how many attacks it was, but he's literally like still going, and he's fighting Luffy at the moment. He has a hybrid form, his dragon form. In my opinion, his hybrid form is probably his strongest form. I think his dragon form is probably his weakest form, and then his base form is probably like the middle form. But just seeing Kaido fight Luffy week by week, and he just never falls down, never like backs down, it's just insane. His durability is probably like the strongest in the series, and I don't even know if Luffy's gonna be able to beat Kaido in this arc. Like, there could be a scenario where Kaido just gets tired, just like he did in the Pirate Warriors game, and he just like flies off. But I really hope that doesn't happen. But in my opinion, Kaido is the strongest. He's the strongest creature for a reason. They call him that for a reason. And he has all 3 types of Haki. His durability is insane. He's fast as hell. Like, Kaido is literally a monster. Like, Kaido carries the whole pirate crew. He's the only character, in my opinion, that literally carries his whole pirate crew. You have instances like Big Mom where she could carry, but you also have Katakuri in the crew. You have Whitebeard, you have Marco, which are essential people. But in my opinion, like, just looking at the fight between King and Zoro, Luffy and Kaido, you could tell like the huge difference in level between like King and Kaido. It's a huge gap in my opinion. And like I said, Kaido has tanked everything. He tanked Zoro's Ashura. He's tanked so many of Luffy's hits. He's tanks Kid's hit. He tanks Killer. He tanked Laws. He tanked all the Scabbards. He's tanked so much hits. This guy is like unbeatable. He's undefeatable, and like, I don't know how Luffy is going to defeat him, but we shall see. But this is my list. This is my top 10 list. Honorable mentions I could put out is Dragon, Imu-sama, characters like that. I didn't put on the list. I did put on the list last year, but this year I didn't put on the list because I wanted to be a little more accurate, and we haven't seen those characters in action yet. But this is it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be uploading a lot more this year. Like, it is one of my resolutions. So you guys will see chapter reviews, hopefully, and hopefully it's a new start to this channel. It's been a while. Thank you guys, and peace.